Plate.
Plate.
Nora Zebra Edward 912.
Nora Zebra Edward 912.
Send.
Sending.
In this case, now with the voice talkback, it tells us that you have a valid license and that you're clear, so you don't have warrants.
Okay.
So just by typing your license in there, normally we just look at that information, but now the voice comes back and can tell us that information right away.
Okay.
2002 Black Pontiac. License status valid. NCIC person clear.
Under the old system, if I was going to issue a citation to you, what I would do then is take the information off the screen and then write it down onto a paper citation.
Okay.
And this is where the ticket process starts. Now, instead of doing that with the new system,
UTC preparation.
we just can hit a combination of keys here, and it automatically takes our e-ticket and fills in a bunch of the blanks for us. So, and if, let's say that address is wrong, we can type in the correct address.
Oh, okay. So you looked at my driver's license and it didn't. Okay.
Yeah, let's say you didn't update your license within 30 days like everybody does. The officer can put in the correct information.
Okay.
So,
Well, that way you get your ticket to the right
yep,
hustle.
yep. So the officer can page through and select all of the options here. As you can see, all of your driver information is just automatically populated,
Okay.
and all of your vehicle information is populated in there as well. So then the officer can pick the location, and this actually populates based on if I had initiated a traffic stop and there's a location in the computer, it would show that. So in this case, the last one we had selected was Kepper Avenue.
You mean? I'm confused. You mean like does the computer sense like through GPS where you are or no?
No, it's when an officer makes a traffic stop, they call into the dispatch center and say where they are and the license plate of the vehicle they've stopped. And when that happens, they get a message on their screen saying what the dispatcher typed in for a location.
Oh, okay.
So then this program then can grab that and populate it into the location field right away.
Okay.
So again, so far I've only had to type in an address change that I made to your address,
Okay.
just to put the law enforcement center's address, so you can see that. Location can be filled in, and then it comes down to violations. Back in the old days, officers would go through and they'd have cheat sheets, or they'd go look up a violation if it's something that they didn't write all the time. With this, they can just click on the button, and it's got a huge database of violations. So if, let's say, we had a DWI violation, we can just start typing in the DWI, and it automatically will filter down based on what we've typed in here. And it gives us all the different options for DWIs. And then we can just select one of those options, and it fills it in. And on the bottom here, it's automatically filling in the correct statutes. So instead of the officer handwriting it in and then having to look up the state statute, because it's in the database here, it's able to pull that right into the ticket for us.
Okay.
So the officer can put as many violations as they need. There's 4 blanks here that they can put in. And then there's just some miscellaneous fields here. And again, this brings in a lot of different information that's already in the computer. So if there's a report that's going to be done, the officer can add that in here, and they can put their notes that they would normally do on the back of the citation.
Okay.
So then the officer, at that point in time, just comes over here to the print button. We can click the print button, and it's going to, this is one of the really nice things is if, kind of when I talked to you before, I talked about how the officer runs a record, and then when that carbon copy of the ticket gets into our records, someone else has to write it. Well, this, before it'll print, it says, do you want to attach? It offers to attach those records right onto the ticket. So yeah, we want to do that. So here's your information right here, and all I've got to do is click down here on attach, and now it's added that information on here. And here's another nice thing that it told me that I didn't put a city in, which is one of the required fields. So it pops up a window saying you can't, this isn't a complete ticket yet, you have to fill this out. So again, here's a nice feature that makes sure that things are being done completely and accurately. Not to mention the time savings in writing a ticket. So,
Do you have any idea how long like the actual writing ticket time is saved on it? Or?
I don't know exactly how long it is. I talked to a deputy actually just a few minutes ago who read the Prior Lake article and said, I don't care what the Prior Lake story sounded like. I love it. And he writes a lot of citations. He said it cuts his time down by about half by writing up a ticket. And you can see that, if this was a real citation that I was issuing to you, I didn't have to put any of your personal information in there. I didn't have to write that down. It's automatically there. So I literally have to just go in, make sure the address is correct, make sure the city's listed correctly, and then put the violation that you did down.
Okay.
And then I can hit print. And then my printer's going to print off a ticket that will look like, I'll have to open it up here a different way, like this.
Oh.
So a citation like that will print off on the printer, and the officer's able to take that off the printer and walk it up and hand it to the subject who's getting the citation, and they can be on their way. Meanwhile, here's where the neat process of the data transfer occurs, where this citation information is now being transferred automatically into our record systems.
Okay.
So, like I said, in the old days, it used to be, okay, this officer now had to bring their citation in, and if they weren't close to home or if they weren't close to the station, then sometimes things got missed. This is automatic. It's when the citation's done, that data is automatically being sent to our database here. So then that information can be brought in and populated into the appropriate fields
Okay.
in our internal record system.
So they don't have to type it in, and they don't have to wait to get it.
Nope, it's once the officer's issued a citation, that information's automatically populating into the Scott County record system.
Okay.
So it's an unbelievable savings of time, because we used to have basically probably almost 50% staff person doing ticket entry.
You mean it's for the sheriff's office?
Yeah, just the sheriff's office.
Okay.
Now, if you can think of this process, and now we can save almost a half person. It's a pretty significant savings of time.
Yep. And that's multiplied across all the police departments.
Right, exactly. There's far more effective things that we can have people doing other than entering tickets.